Hi, it's Nick. So today we're doing some garage shelves from a company called Form. This is them. I've got the instructions, and the first thing we're doing is getting the legs and joining them together. Now, I just want to point something out here because I found this out already, is that I put the first two legs together and there was a gap in the middle. So I had a look on them. It's very hard to see, but it's not included in instructions, but inside these metal things, which are the corners, I don't know if you can see that, but there's the word up and it's not mentioned in the instructions. So when you put them both facing up, they join together properly like that, and if you've got them wrong, they join together like that, so that one needs to be taken apart. So just make sure that when you're putting your legs together that the word up is obviously facing up when you join them. You do need a rubber mallet to tap them together. So you can see there's your bracket, one in that side and one in that side. Okay, so that will give you four legs that have been assembled. And the next part here is number 2, and there's a right way and a wrong way, and what it's showing you in the picture is that when you pick up the short sides, is that when you look at the edge, that lip is at the top. You see that lip? Yeah, that's at the top, so that when you slot them down into the top of your leg. Okay. You will notice when you do this that the bottom set of keyholes are the wrong way up to put one of these in. So you have to go to the second one up, but that keeps your stuff off the floor as well. See, they're the opposite ways up, so that needs to slot down into there. Those pins slot down. So when you build your first leg, one thing I'd just say is that you get 5 of those. One sits off the floor, and what I noticed was that it doesn't leave you, if you use all of them, it doesn't leave you much space in between. So now's the time to think about how much space do I want. So if you've got lots of small things, then use all 5 of those. But in this case, I want some big spaces, so I've done 2 big spaces, a small space, and then you'll have the top. But now's the time to think about it before you've assembled it, I think. So that's the first side assembled. Second leg's not quite as easy to put on. You have to twist the middles about a bit to one at a time, work your way up to the top. Thing to do now is just to copy that for the other side. And I'd probably lay mine on the top so that I know I've got the spacings the same for both sides. Okay, so now you've got 2 sides assembled. There's some little plastic feet, obviously, to go on the bottoms. Make sure you've got these the right way up. You'll know they're the right way up because that contour where the board sits, yeah, you'll have that lip at the top, and then you'll know they're both the same way up. So let's get these feet on. Okay, so in the packet you'll find 8 black feet. If you're building the tall one, you only need 4. But if you're building 2 short ones, you'll need 8. So I got to the end of building that and wondered why I'd got these left, but it's because it's when you make it into 2 instead of 1. Hope that helps. Okay, so the next bit is to join these 2 bits up with the long pieces. Same rule as before. Just make sure that big lip, that profile like that, make sure that's at the top, and they slot down the same, tapping them in with your rubber mallet. Don't know if there's an easier way to do this or not, but I put the left hand side in first and then came straight across and put it in that side just to keep the legs together. I stupidly did notice that I had one of these upside down, even though I've been telling you about it. So keep an eye on those, make sure that the lip's at the top, and you'll know if the back's in properly because when you've hammered them in, the two will line up together like that. Okay, so now I'm going to do the front ones. Okay, so once you've got all those in, instructions say tap down the corners, and then the next bit is to put the middle in. And the thing to note here is you want the keyhole facing that way up. Okay, and that if I can film it, they go in the middle. You see there, so that's going to hook on, it's going to loop, I can't do it and film it, I don't think. It's going to hook on there. Oh, hook on there and push down there. Can't do it one-handed, but you get the idea, and then do the front as well. Okay, so they were a little bit awkward, I have to say. Two funny slot things for them to go into. Probably the highest one was the worst one because I couldn't really see what I was doing, but anyway, they're all in. And now you just remain to put your boards, your shelves on into the ridge. And then the last item is, when you've got them where you want them, you can use one of your spare slots here, and for a bit of safety you can drill and screw that to the wall. And I think that's everything, folks, so I hope you like that. Please subscribe to my channel, it really helps, and I look forward to seeing you in the next chat. Just a quickie on fixing it to the wall. You'll find, because these slots are quite big, unless you're using a massive screw, then you'll get away with it, but I've used a washer with a small hole to make sure that it's secured on, and I've put one on each side. Okay, and this is absolutely solid to the wall now. Okay. Quick tip, so we've built a shelf. If you're building more than one and you want the shelving the same, get your leg from your next one, stand it up next to it. Top one's pretty obvious, but you can then just mark your holes with a pencil. Yeah, mark there with a pencil, mark there with a pencil, and you'll have a pair that match each other.